at once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish, at once.
I'm here.
I hear you.
What is it you require? Right away. I can do that. As you wish, at once. Of course. Right away. I can do that.
Do you think they hate wizards? What do you need?
That will do
At
quite
your
nicely.
service.
What can I do for you?
By your leave.
Best one yet.
Did you need something?
Yes? What is it you require? Of course. Right away. I can do that. How may I serve? Of course. I can do that. As you wish. Of course.
Yes?
Your assistance is
At your
appreciated.
service.
Oh, crap! I bit my tongue.
Right away. By your leave. Yes? What is it you require?
Yes?
How may I serve? At your service.
What? Yeah. What's this? Sounds like a plan. Sure.
By your leave.
Trap!
As you wish.
What can I do for you? You may applaud.
I'm here to help.
Yes? At once.
Trap ahead. No sweat.
Of course. Right away. I can do that.
What can I do for you?
Something I can do.
As you wish. At once. Of course. At once. Of course. Right away. As you wish.
Did you need something?
What is it
That
you
will
require?
do
Of
quite
course.
nicely.
I can do that. How may I serve?
I broke a nail on that one.
I'd run if I were you. A perfect strike!
Yes?
At your service. By your leave.
Breathe, friends. We survive once again.
Yes, as you wish. At once.
A fabulous object,
Of course.
perhaps.
What is it you require? How may I serve?
Over here!
Help!
Help!
I hear you. You have my blessings.
Need summat? Yeah. Sounds like a plan. If you say so. Sure. Alright. Yeah. I'll take that. Sounds like a plan. If you say so. Sure.
At your service. As you wish. At once. Of course. By your leave, yes? What is it you require? I can do that. As you wish.
Heads up. Trap.
At once.
Yes. No sweat. Alright. Trap ahead. Got it. Yeah. Sounds like a plan, if you say so. Alright. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. If you say so. Sure.
How may I serve? At your service.
This should do some damage! I'd expected better.
I can
I'm here. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Trap! If you say so. got it. Sure. Nope. Nothing in here. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a plan. Sure. All right. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like...
By your leave. At once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish, at once. Of course. Right away. I can do that.
What? If you say so. Sure. All right. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a plan. Sure. All right. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a plan. If you say so.
They are persistent. Yes, at once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish.
Curse you!
At once. Of course.
Can I help?
I'm here to help.
What can I do for you?
What is it you require?
What can I do for you?
How may I serve?
Lost. I failed you. Yes! Dog.
I think that was the last one.
Right away. I can do that. As you wish, at once. Of course. Right away.
Need summer? All right. Yeah, yeah. They never learn, do they?
Taste my power!
At your service. As you wish. By your leave. Yes? At once.
Is everyone okay? Did you need something?
Thanks.
What is it you require?
Yes, sounds like a plan. There we go. All right. Yeah. Sounds like a plan, if you say so. Sure. All right. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Sure. All right.
I think I can see the beauty in this place now. It's just taken decades to get to that point.
How may I serve?
Yes!
Struck a nail on that one.
Curse you! Yes! A well-deserved
Right away.
victory.
I can do that.
What's up?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I appear to have been working
At
from an
your
outdated
service.
manual. By your leave.
What can I do for you? Sure. All right. Yeah.
It's still a long journey before we reach Gracklstew. Once we get out of this cave, we should find a place to rest.
All right. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
You travel with caution, but with purpose. The barely comprehensible directions of an insane Darrow, your only guide through the fetid caves and glowing fungal forests of the Underdark. The moon tier beckons from the Duergar city of Gracklstool, but your band grows weary. Lies tear at the foundation of your fellowship, while uncertainty nips at your heels. How far will the Gilded Eye go to hunt you? Is your every step preordained by the works of Tasilis Chafir and the unthinkably powerful Belafos the Mad? The shadows seem to writhe this deep inside the world, and you move over crags and catwalks, through caverns and alongside underground lakes, until the City of Blades looms massive up ahead. Your band stops to rest in the sight of those imposing, emotionless ramparts, and as the camp is set, your mind wanders once more. In the silence of rest, you find a different kind of peace.
Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish.
May the gods have
At once. Of course.
you will live on. come through me.
Hey, wake up, you flailing beast! You're scaring the wolves! You were thrashing around in your sleep. The trail boss thought you might need to be brutally murdered. You too. We've all had the same dream for a century or more. And it's coming to pass. We're all siblings in purpose, if not in blood. Is it not a wonderful day? But we're not being paid to stand round and talk about dreams. Belafos is waiting for your ugly hide at the bridge. He's probably up there causing mischief as we speak.
No, this is not your time.
Of course not, you blasted wretch. That fool halfling is dead and rotten in the ground. Now get you going. The mad one isn't known for being patient. Maybe you should be asking him that. It's not really me place to speak for the Master. Belafos will fill you in when you meet him at the bridge. Aye, unless you want to be flayed, deboned, and served to the Vrox for chum, you should. Can't say I'd rightly mind seeing that, to be honest. Now get going. The world won't be ending itself.
Right away. I can do that. At once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish. At once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish. At once. Of course.
Fine morning to you. I was just feasting on the entrails of these innocents, all in a day's work for Belafos Deathbringer. I was searching for wasted souls, and I heard these people praying. As you know, I have a bit of a temper. There, I hear the glorious screaming of abandoned friends, the crunching of splintered bone. Nightmares? No, this is your soul, burning, screaming for relief, begging to be devoured. Run along, try to protect your friends back at your camp. You will see what comes of them in the end.
Right away.
How can you serve the illustrious Lord of the Dark? I see no one here trusts me. But I am always what I am. You just have to figure out what that is. It's not as if I like to dismember people randomly. I choose very deliberately. For example, if you're a friend of mine, you get priority. Shh! He can hear you. Or he could if he were alive. What do you mean? It's just a corpse. Why are you acting like it's a real person? Maybe you are demon-possessed after all. I'm playing with you. I found him lying there in that camp where you found me, and he looked like he needed a job, so there we go. I literally threw everything I owned at him, and he never complained. The perfect shop apprentice. How can you serve the illustrious? Well, therein lies a tale. I was born fully formed in the coin purse of a Kuatoa named Flibblebloop. No, wait, it was his belt pouch. Either way, I killed him. I wasn't always Lord of the Dark, you know. There were others before me, and there will be others after me. That's how time works. I figured that out. Me. Needless to say, I was surrounded by cracked eggshells and a wall of bones that I called Luro. And it wasn't enough. I had to do something, and I don't remember what that something was. So, I'll tell you this other story. There was one time I was captured by ogres and taken to a forest of myconid houses. That was a low time in my life. I remember it fondly. Long story short, I escaped from my bindings, slaughtered the ogres single-handedly, and I fed their flesh to the myconid children. I became a mushroom hero that day, moments before they exiled me for also killing myconids. I'm tired, but nap, boy! I desire sleeps. Yes, I'm starting to feel stabby. Golgaman is asking, what are you buying?
I can do that. As you wish.
We must talk. I cannot abide that Ishkin creature's treatment of my mentor's corpse. He desecrates her memory by his mere presence, and I will not stand for it. That said, this quest is as much yours as mine, and I understand why we need him. So please, do me the favor of asking Ishkin to allow Tezere's corpse to be buried. Thank you. It will put my heart to rest once my good mentor has received her final rites. Now we can talk about something else. In reading through Tezere's journals, I have found a peculiar list. On it are names of people she tried to save, and one of them is my childhood friend Serik. If he lives, then I am not the only survivor of my village. The list says that he was being held captive by a drow priestess named Zinciana. I have never heard that name, but I wonder if perhaps our resident spy has. I would appreciate it if you could speak to Dalinir about this. If he knows the name, he might know where we could find Zinciana, and perhaps Serik. Yes, he was. If the gods smile on us this day, and we can save him from captivity, then perhaps I have been forgiven for my childhood mistake. I am sorry. Finding Tezere's body here, it has shaken me. And that foul creature's treatment of her only makes it worse. I shall continue my tale. I suppose I should provide some context regarding my anger toward the drow in our midst. You see, when the village was attacked, the drow slaughtered most of my people. But a few unfortunates, including myself, were captured. When I was taken prisoner, the Drow separated me from my family and kept me out of the light. They forced us, even the children, into back-breaking labor. They compelled many of us to fight for their amusement, most often to the death. Thank you, but I considered it the gods' retribution for the loss of the Moon Tear. I developed a deep hatred for the Drow during my captivity. I have seen and suffered the cruelty and brutality they muster, all at the word of their demon goddess Lolth. My family died there, as far as I know, as did the rest of my village. My people are no more. I feel I must leave it at that. I still seethe and shudder when I remember those times. The Lady of Dreams go with you.
At once.
What do you need? All right, where were we? After my mother died, I was pretty low. I didn't know how to support myself without taking jobs, but I didn't want to do anything to disrespect my ma's memory. I wound up taking a merchant escort job for nearly nothing, and that took me out near the Evermoors. Along the way, we found this young elven priestess. She was hungry, deeply wounded, but confident, passionate. She joined the caravan and we became friends. She was just getting to know her goddess back then, and I got to see the faith bloom in her. Nothing more glorious in the world than an elf finding her way. Since then, we've been inseparable. We've kept each other safe, and she stopped me from heading back down the wrong path. That's all there is to it. Liddy's pretty broken up about Tezzeret. I hate seeing her like this. Don't be a stranger.
What can I do for you? All right. Where were we? I helped out in the forge as far back as I can remember. Me da said I'd a natural hammer-swinging arm, and that I knew how to centre myself to get extra power on the blow. Oh, he was right. He found out how right he was the night we got burgled. Thugs burst into the shop and started tearing up the place, and me da just cowered there and gave them everything they wanted. When the robbers were off collecting their booty, I picked up me hammer and started swinging, took the face off one of them, and the other two turned and ran into the night. From then on, I was the shop's bouncer. Me da never made me work the forge again, and I got it into me head that there might be another way to live me life. I told me ma that I wanted to get out, to see the world, and to learn to fight, and she said, "Well, you can break people's bones just fine here at home. You don't need to go anywhere else to do it." She said I had to choose. Me travels or me family. It wasn't an easy decision. But here we are. You know, I think I'd like to be alone for a bit. I'm sure I'll feel more like talking about me past some other time. You best not trust that Darrow any further than you could throw him. We might need him for the quest, but he wouldn't hesitate to toss us down a ravine if he decided it'd be fun. Don't be a stranger.
Of course.
I wonder if I might, bend your ear for a moment? While I was imprisoned by those knights, I heard whispers of a succubus named Madalith. The knights believed that she has appeared in Luskan and seeks a relic known as the Infernal Stone. A band of rangers I lived among within the Ardeep forest guarded the very same infernal stone. We roamed the forest, never staying still for long, and with our numbers, the relic was well protected. I became close with Carissa Windroot, the band's leader. She was smart, sleek, powerful, and she kept the stone around her neck at all times. Often I begged her to bury it or to send it away. I feared for her safety. No. Madalith found her long ago. The fiend seduced my friend, dominated her, and tore Carissa apart right in front of us, only to learn that she had finally listened to me. Carissa must have hidden the infernal stone before her death, though she never told me where it was. I believe she would have wanted me to find it, to safeguard it, and she certainly wouldn't want it in the possession of that seductress. If we had a scroll of banishment, we could send her away easily and painlessly. Not that she deserves it. We'll just have to kill her. Sure, she'll just return to her home plane, but she won't find the process pleasant. I'd suggest we ask around in Luskan. The local merchants might know if there's been a sighting of such a valuable relic. When we discover who has the infernal stone, we take it before that vile Madalith can wrap her claws around it. In the meantime, was there something else you need? Curious about me, are you? Well, that might just get you rewarded with a story. My brother Bellamy and I were born in a small village called Red Larch, just north of Waterdeep. Dreadful place, to be honest, but it was home. We sought adventure, even as children. I remember one time when we embarked on a legendary quest to ambush an older boy who had bullied Bellamy. Poor Bellamy. He was the one who suggested we leave Red Larch. My brother was never in danger of being too bright, but I loved him. And when he decided to leave our home, I happily went with him. Yes. For as far as I can remember, Bellamy has been the cause of just about every bad thing that has ever happened to me. And I exaggerate only a little. Not long after we left home, we were separated. By which I mean Bellamy wanted to go to Waterdeep and become a drunk, while I wished to become a ranger and a scout. So he headed to town, and I disappeared into the Ardeep forest. And much to my complete lack of surprise, Bellamy was a success at being a drunk. And a total failure at anything else. It's rather sad to think of it now. Perhaps we could change the subject. Bellamy's an emotional topic for me, and I'm not an attractive crier. Of course. Everything I've heard about the Duergar tells me that Grackle Stew is no place for a woman like me. I enjoy dancing, singing, and other forms of social amusement. A life that's all about work sounds terribly boring. Though, I guess that depends on the work. Come back anytime. I'll be waiting.
I really appreciate your assistance with the whole Ashen Priest thing. It means a lot to me that you were willing to help out. You're one of the good ones, you know. Sorry. It's getting awfully dusty around here, and I'm starting to cry a little bit, too. I think I remember where we were. So, I think we were talking about my Uncle Kipper. He wasn't really my uncle, but he did take me in when my parents had run out of patience. He took me away from home to the town of Longsaddle, and he told me that I was a talented boy. I had no idea what he meant until the day I repeated some words he taught me, and a ray of frost shot from my fingertip. On that day, I was no longer a boy who had failed to be a farmer. I was a wizard. Uncle Kipper introduced me to the Harples, who took me in as if I was one of their own. They taught me magic, let me experiment, and kept a roof over my head when no one else would. And of course, now we know that they were my blood relatives all along, which makes the whole thing make more sense now that I think of it. Yes, I had. Thanks for reminding me. Necromancy was never something the Harples really wanted to teach, but I had a particular aptitude for it. I'm not sure why. I guess I always liked gross things. Bugs, dirt, day-old fiddlehead soup. Anyway, I'd obtained a few scrolls Kipper had forbidden me to read, and I tried to cast them. Without realising it, I'd managed to animate Kipper's dead cat and a squirrel that had once gotten too close to a bidadoo. Ugh. Sorry. It's still fresh, I guess. It really hurt to be exiled. They were the only people that have truly accepted me. And it didn't last. That's really nice of you to say. And I'm not just saying that because it's exactly what I wanted to hear. I need to rest for a bit if that's alright. Maybe we can talk more another time. We have the most wonderful travelling companions. First a drow, and now a derro. If I weren't pretty much constantly afraid that one or the other would kill me just to harvest my spine, I'd be really impressed. Alright, you know where to find me.
Right away. I can do that.
I saw you speaking with Lydia. I have seen this list of hers with the names of drow slaves whom Tezzeret hoped to save. And yes, I have heard of Lady Zinciana. I am a diviner and a spy, my friend. Lady Zinciana is a high priestess of love. It would amuse her to keep a moon elf slave. She would lavish him with gifts and praise and take it all away at the slightest provocation. She ministers at the shrine of Lolth at Undok. I'll happily mark it on our map if you and Lydia want to confront her. Of course. Anything to help our mutual friend. It begins as many stories do, with my birth, followed very closely by my first brush with death. I was the second male child born to an utterly devout young priestess of Lolth. My mother claimed she heard the Spider Queen call for my extermination, and she bade my older sister Talistra to do the deed. My dear sister was more than willing to carry out Lolth's will. Moments after my birth, Talistra dragged me away to undertake the sacrifice. My sister would have succeeded had it not been for my eldest brother. He used his fledgling magic to shield me, and that is how my complicated history with my brother Tassilis began. He did. He was no more than 10 years old, standing up to his mother, sister, and the will of Lolth. He was my hero. Let us speak again later. Perhaps I'll feel more like dredging up the past. Legions of grey dwarves marching in unison like clockwork. I sense a dangerous mind subjugated by something even more powerful. Hazy, but inevitable without a doubt. It has been wonderful. We must do this again sometime.
As you wish. At once. Of course. Right away. I can do that. As you wish.